Certain scandals in the UK financial services sector, but also globally, have highlighted questionable business practices and behaviour that has negatively affected customers. This means increased focus from regulators on ethics, culture, and individual as well as corporate integrity. Some firms' cultures, processes and products had been designed in such a way that the customer was not at the heart of the business. In April 2013, following the replacement of the former Financial Services Authority (FSA) by the Financial Conduct Authority (FCA), greater emphasis has been placed on conduct risk following the Treating Customer Fairly regime initiated by the FSA. Conduct risk applies to all customers, and retail consumers will require more protection. It also applies to certain wholesale or corporate customers. For example, small or medium-sized businesses, SME, who may also not be insurance experts, but who can sometimes have fairly complex insurance needs. Essentially, conduct risk refers to any risk associated with how XL Catlin conducts business, including how we treat our customers, how we manage conflicts of interest, and how we deliver good customer outcomes. For example, one good outcome is that customers can be confident that they are dealing with firms where the fair treatment of customers is central to the corporate culture. Another outcome is that products and services marketed and sold in the retail market are designed to meet the needs of identified consumer groups and are targeted accordingly. It is also important that customers are provided with clear information and are kept appropriately informed before, during, and after the point of sale. When they receive advice, the advice must be suitable and take account of their circumstances. Customers must also be provided with products that perform as insurers have led them to expect, and the associated service is of an acceptable standard and as they have been led to expect. Finally, customers should not face unreasonable post-sale barriers imposed by firms to either change a product, switch provider, submit a claim, or make a complaint. We will consider some practical examples of putting these principles into action and achieving these outcomes further on. In Mike McGavick's introduction to the Group Code of Conduct, he says that the code provides the starting point on matters relating to workplace and marketplace conduct, including our responsibilities to shareholders and clients and to each of our colleagues. As part of our commitments, we are encouraged to do what's right and make it better. These commitments underpin good conduct and help us to focus on our clients and customers. This strengthens our reputation for integrity and in turn contributes to our success. It is all mutually beneficial at the end of the day. Andrew McMillan, Insurance Chief Executive UK and Ireland, has also said that customers are at the heart of our business and we must ensure that their needs are represented in all decision-making, from board meetings with senior management through to team meetings. You are encouraged to speak up if you feel that we do not live up to these commitments or if you have witnessed behaviour that is unethical or even questionable. Put yourself in the customer's shoes. So, how do we ensure that the good outcomes can be delivered? We must always treat our customers and potential customers fairly, understand our target market, ensure the product meets the consumer needs and respond to them by designing appropriate products. Make sure products are sold to the appropriate customers. Keep customers informed during the product life cycle, especially when a claim is made. Review staff performance to make sure it is in line with our customer commitments and that they are not motivated to perform in such a way that is contrary to these commitments. In addition, we should identify conflicts of interest that could call into question the suitability of products for a customer, handle customer complaints, normally relating to cover or claims, promptly and fairly. Take other complaints, whistleblowing and reports of issues seriously, identifying what has gone wrong and then taking remedial action quickly. Most of XL Catlin's dealings with customers is done through regulated brokers or other intermediaries, including cover holders that underwrite business on our behalf and third-party claims administrators, TPA. We do not have much direct contact with customers, But to the extent that we do, for example attending a client meeting with a broker, then we should be helpful, honest and transparent about the role we play and the products and services on offer. It is important to remember that brokers are subject to conduct risk regulation themselves, and that our obligations as insurers will be different to theirs if they are acting as agent of the insured. It can get complicated, however. For example, where a broker is acting as a cover holder for XL Catlin and therefore as our agent too. This dual role and the enhanced remuneration that can be derived from it can give rise to conflicts of interest. This was the subject of a review by the FCA in 2014, focused on how brokers serve SME customers. Where we have a contractual relationship with a cover holder or TPA, then it is our responsibility to ensure that when acting as our agents, these third parties understand conduct risk. They must act with integrity and in accordance with applicable regulation and XL Catlin procedures at all times. Wherever we grant delegated authority, we must, first and foremost, make sure there is cultural alignment. Our agents must display similarly high standards of good conduct. Check the suitability and experience of the proposed business partner and their employees in dealing with the potential customers. Understand and mitigate the risks involved in delegation, and educate third parties on XL Catlin controls. Identify any conflicts of interest, in relation to remuneration or otherwise. We should also put in place monitoring processes and procedures to ensure that our standards are being met. Regularly review long-standing arrangements to ensure that customers' interests are still properly served, and, finally, identify and fix any problems quickly.